This is the Massive Open Online Varsity, or MOOV Centre at the Westbury Library in Johannesburg. Here, unemployed and underprivileged citizens have free access to recognised courses from various international universities.
Since 2014, I was applying for a job, but I used to get some contract jobs. And then early this year, I got an invitation from Vulindlela Ejozi to come and study web design if I'm interested. Then I saw it as an opportunity and I grabbed it.
I run my own barber shop, and with a business and marketing course, it will help me actually grow my business.
I ended up at MOOV after like 3 years of struggling to find a job and not studying. So I decided to join Harambee through my friends. I heard of Harambee through my friends.
I studied business management and now I'm doing this. I'm planning to combine these two because I was thinking of opening my own business. So this will help me to manage my business and to create my own business website.
People come here, some don't have lost hope, so we are there basically to also give them hope. And people become more positive because they know that afterwards they're gonna get jobs.
There now, if I have my own honest opinion, a lot of violence is going on around, drugs, and that's the opportunity that we'll be taking with both our hands.
I've been living in Westbury all my life, and it's quite nice to see that there's people that's actually interested in the people of Westbury. To get this education here for free, it's a good thing, which I think will encourage all the youth out there who's like looking for jobs, who's like looking to get some way in life.
If you're looking at the current youth unemployment rate, and if you look at a lot of unskilled youth in certain sectors, they may not have completed their matric. But if you look at the requirement of IT, our young people are very techno-savvy. So this will definitely bridge that gap for them. And it will give them the kind of self-esteem that I think is needed for them to perform. If not academically, they can perform this way. So I think the opportunities are huge. And I'd like to say we encourage youth from all over Joburg to register at the closest centres where MOOV is accessible to them.
The MOOV Centre is linked in to the Vulindlela Ejozi program, which is the city's mass-scale youth initiative. And that's designed to empower youth to take up basically 5 kinds of opportunities. Job placement, placement into a micro-franchise or a micro-enterprise, placement into a training opportunity, placement into a temporary work opportunity, and or a skills training, basic skill upgrade opportunity in the context of the program. So everything is about, at the MOOV primarily, is about economic empowerment. So as students come in, it's targeted at 18 to 35-year-olds, although as we make allowance for the matriculants and others that want to use it outside of the times that we need it for formal coursework. The idea is that people come in, they will then go through a basic orientation course, which includes a combination of web design, office administration skills, and digital literacy. That's a springboard to a variety of other skills that people will need to basically take up more advanced courses. So everyone goes through that first stage, and from there it depends on where you're going. If you're looking at the job market and we are connecting you with an opportunity to work, for example, in an entry-level office job, and you need to know Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and your math needs to be upgraded, we build that curriculum around you. And you follow it yourself, self-guided, but with our facilitators, video-enabled learning, and it's task-based. So you work at your own pace, but you're assessed at every stage. Once you've gone through those outcomes, once you've reached the level we need you to, we put you forward for that opportunity. So it's linked to job placements, linked to job search, but people also use it to say, you know what, I now know basic web design using the Wix platform. I'm going to start my own business selling web design to local companies. That's happening already for some of the people coming through the system.
The centre has been open for just a month, but has received an overwhelmingly positive response from the community.
We're already seeing the centre full most mornings already. So as it goes through, there's already basically several hundred candidates that have come through the MOOV Centre from Westbury, which is a great response from the community itself. We're finding a lot of it is about word of mouth. So as people understand what the centre is about, what it can do for them, and as they understand how it economically empowers them, they will be more liable to stop in, out of curiosity and see what at least what's going on. And from what we can see, a fair number of those who come to see stay and actually want to be part of the Vulnerable Jozi program, which is what the center actually serves.
One of the things that I would say, which we have seen, especially with this move, is young people who are still in school, after finishing school, want to come here and do some work within the MOOV Center. So we've started to accommodate them in the afternoons, even though that wasn't actually the intention of the program. I think from the anecdotes, from the information that we're getting from community members, they feel like it's taking kids off the street. So instead of focusing on other things that are probably not helpful for young people for them to get jobs, that they're starting to come here in their numbers and to do some work through the MOOV centers.
Westbury is earmarked as one of the districts that is being redeveloped as part of the Corridors of Freedom. That is the city's spatial redesign program aimed at creating an inclusive, accessible and safe environment. Recently at the MOOV Center, the City of Johannesburg hosted a United States delegation led by the U.S. Department of Commerce.
We're accompanied by 25 U.S. universities, community colleges, and graduate schools who have come to South Africa to understand the education system here, to seek students who may be interested to study in the United States, and to form partnerships. One of those partnerships is around skills development, which is why we've come down to the MOOV Center here at the Westbury Library to understand better what the City of Johannesburg is doing to make education more accessible to young people, particularly in an environment where it may be difficult financially to access education.
Education remains top of the agenda for government, with the bulk of this year's provincial spend being invested in education and health. However, there are still a number of serious challenges faced in the sector, which ultimately impacts employment.
The stats are very concerning. I mean, if you look at 95% of South Africans of Joburg are not reaching the degree level. It's concerning. Now, you'd ask yourself why people are not reaching, and it's for various reasons. Could be issues around poverty, issues around inequality, and a whole lot of streams that people are not reaching that level. So it is at that level that we have a multi-pronged strategy. Multi-pronged, simple things like upgrading where people are living, the living conditions of people where they're coming from. In those informal settlements, just the basic needs that are there, getting sanitation, getting water, getting electricity, because you can imagine studying in a very dark place. Of course, you'll have the one who have electricity has a competitive advantage. Immediately you have access to internet, immediately you have access to more knowledge, worldwide knowledge. So it is these things that we are saying. We need a multi-pronged strategy. What we're doing today and what we're celebrating, it's students that have gone through this learning process, and they do this learning process from a distance. That you don't need to be far off going to town. Where you stay in Orange Farm, you can access the library and access internet and go online and learning about different programs and actually succeeding to very higher heights with an international best modules that are there. So we're quite excited. These are things that we're doing to alleviate the stress that we see within the education system. And we think we're making a dent with a number of students because we're rolling out this system throughout the City of Johannesburg. We want every library to have this system where a MOOV in every library. And you can imagine if we have this, I mean, it's a win-win for those that are dropouts within the system. And you can imagine, I mean, our universities can't take everybody. We only have about 20-something universities. And how many students pass matric? Over 500,000 that pass every year. And where do they go? And we want to absorb them through this system because immediately if everyone can go on this, it means everyone can take different courses, whether it courses around what they need to do. And immediately it means everybody can have a degree overnight. And that's the excitement from our side that within 5 years, within 10 years, if everybody can enroll in the system, everybody within 10 years could have a degree.
ICT infrastructure has also been an obstacle, with fibre networks not yet available to all areas.
We have a network of broadband running, province have theirs, and we're not talking to each other. One of the latest things that we're excited about is that province and the city are now talking together, where we would have actually one band system where everybody can go into this platform where we could actually share not just the infrastructure that we have, but also share on programs that are going. Things like MOOV, it should not just be a Johannesburg only MOOV, but it should actually be shared by Gauteng. What are other programs that do they have? And can we learn from these programs, and can we do things together? So we're quite excited, especially with the MEC Panyaza Lissufi's latest move around working very close with the municipality. As the City of Johannesburg, we want to lead in that area, taking advantage of the infrastructure that we have.
We engage with the South Africans on a number of levels. One of them is in the ICT sector. In fact, Microsoft and other IT providers are playing a part in this initiative, but also in the Smart Cities program that the City of Johannesburg has initiated. Bandwidth is an issue. We're happy that here in Johannesburg that fiber optic cable is being laid. That should help alleviate some of the problems. But you are right, to really take advantage of the full force of these education programs, we need speed and we need bandwidth.
As the MOOV centres have demonstrated, not all challenges are negative.
The biggest challenge that we're having at this moment in time, and I'll tell you a story about Orange Farm, which is the first one that we opened, is oversubscribed. So our challenge is how do we get more people to go through it in a very structured way in a short period of time. So we only had places for 640 young people. We have over 1,300 that have registered. So that has been our biggest challenge in terms of getting people to come through. I think going forward, our focus is on enriching what offerings are currently available, using our experience and our knowledge of what exists in the formal economy, as well as what the economy will need in future to be able to devise specific programs and interventions that are meant to address inherent gaps within our young people. But other than that, I think the sky is the limit.